and another lovely welcome back to the stream. Hi, it's been a few days, and you might be wondering, Yellow Fang, why were you gone for a few days? Well, I'll tell you, I was not feeling well. I was a little under the weather. At first, it was just, oh, I'll be fine. It'll be one day. And then I just kind of crashed and burned, and it kind of sucked. So, I am so sorry. I'm in the process of eating my dinner. I'm going to be eating my food. I do apologize. But don't worry, you haven't missed much. I have not really touched the game since I last streamed. I try to keep my progress on stream. You know the drill if you've been here before. Hi for anyone who's not familiar. I'm YellowFang42. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and my quest and goal is to level up to be at level 99 before I fight Twilight Thorn. Why, you might ask? Because I thought, I want to see what happens when, without any hacks, without any changes, what would happen if you fought Twilight Thorn at level 99? And that is my quest to find out. We do have a little bit of help from our Dusks here. These guys are usually giving us about 40 XP total, which is 4 apiece, and there's 10 total of them. But we can get 80 out of them with one neat trick. That's a flashback to old ads. But the neat trick is the ability called Experience Boost. Now what it does is it allows me to get double the experience from these guys by being at half health or below, and we have reached that threshold. So that's why you're going to see me get beaten up by Dusks all the time. It's genuinely on purpose. Anyway, how's everybody been doing? You don't have to answer. Answer it to yourselves. But I hope you are doing well so far with a new week. Did you hear about the Louvre getting robbed? I heard about the Louvre getting robbed. That's the wildest thing I've heard in a while. And honestly, it's a more delightful piece of news than most of the other news I hear these days. Woof. Alrighty, we are off to a strong start, getting 8s almost across the board, but we'll see. We've already got at least 40 XP. Anyone here is just bonus, at least, at this point. Tonight's dinner, at least the one that you hopefully will not be able to hear, is chicken strips and fries. I accidentally bought the wrong bag. I meant to get these chicken bites instead. Yeah. But so far the chicken strips have not betrayed me yet. I don't usually get chicken strips because oftentimes the quality isn't that great from a lot of places, and they leave behind like tendons and really chewy stuff, and it's gross. So it's currently on thin ice. This brand hasn't betrayed me yet, but I'm not holding my breath just yet. I will find out for sure once I have gone through the entire bag if I am betrayed or not. Thankfully, I bought the usual second bag. I needed some chicken and fries. I seriously needed it. So, other than that weird blip of not doing anything, my week has been interesting. I did the final mow job for the season. From here on out, any additional mowing is just because it's grown on too long, but I think I'm going to leave it alone for the rest of the season, and hopefully the mower will behave through the winter. It's behaved through the last couple of winters that I've started mowing the lawn, so it should be fine. Also, in case you haven't noticed, there is a new little ticker thing across the top where it's explaining the purpose of my silly stream. Yep. The purpose is level 99, which is so far away. We wait for the day, as the life is so wasted in time. We feel the pain of a lifetime, we see 1,000 days. Through the fire and the flames we carry on. That is my favorite. That is actually one of my favorite songs in Guitar Hero 3. Genuinely. I used to be able to play it okay on beginner, and then terribly on medium. I am genuinely terrible, and unfortunately I can't tell if it's desync, if it's just because I barely have touched the controller for the Guitar Hero game, but boy oh boy was that thing glitchy. But that was like a couple weeks ago. Let's see, what other shenanigans are doing? Oh, I decided I was gonna try my hand at actually doing some construction of cosplay rather than just buying cosplay from whatever cosplay store. That was a close one. Anyway, I'm planning on doing a cosplay for a convention. I'm with a group that's gonna do some Epic the Musical cosplay, so I'm gonna cosplay as Hera. Hera only shows up in one song of Epic the Musical, if I remember correctly, for like a small segment of God Games, and that's it. And I'm like, I thought, you know what, that would be the funniest thing, because like, as far as I know, who's gonna dress up as Hera? Not very many people. So I've got like some fake peacock feathers. It's got like a stick with the feather arrangement. I got it from my local craft store. And I'm gonna wrap some gold ribbon braided thread around it. I'm gonna use a hot glue gun, classic. And hopefully it'll look good. I just want it to have some flair. Technically the black isn't bad for the stick that it's on, the feathers are on, but I want it to have kind of like a deity kind of vibe to it, you know, because it's Hera. She's the queen of the Greek gods. Ooh, I should not let them body me too much. It's fine. I'll live. But yeah, that's the plan. So I'm gonna have fun tomorrow morning for sure, because I am not gonna try to do that. I'm not gonna play with a hot glue gun at night. That is not fun. I actually had a fist fight with my hot glue gun. The same one, by the way. A couple years back now. I had some elf ears, and I was like, what if I just stuck a ton of feathers on it? And so I did. And now I have a pair of feathered ears. I was gonna say two pair, but that doesn't make any sense. A pair of feathered ears that I have to glue on with spirit gum. I mean, you kind of have to anyway. But boy, oh boy, those things are heavy. But once you get the spirit gum applied right, I actually had to ask for help at the convention that I went to. And I feel like I'm pretty sure that the staff that's supposed to be helping with like cosplay repair aren't necessarily like, they're supposed to ask permission to like make physical contact with you, but I was like, please help me, I'm really dumb, which is actually a genuine thing. I do not have, like, if I can't see it, like, and I can't do mirror checking with things very well. It's why I'm very cautious when I give myself a haircut, which I'm about due for soon. It's just split end trimming. Split end trimming is a necessary thing. Otherwise your hair just does all sorts of weird stuff, and then the split ends get split ends, and suddenly your hair is a tree branch of keratin and stuff. It's it's not fun. Plus, I think a few hairs are actually still springy from that one time that I bleached my hair, which, by the way, was a terrible bleach job. I looked like a calico cat for like about a week. I neglected to use color oops on my hair. That was a foolish thing. It was kind of funny though. In the moment, it was genuinely hilarious. I was having fun just destroying my hair with bleach. It was so bad. It was so funny though. But my hair's back to its natural color, so it doesn't matter, and now I can throw color on it all I want. I think I'm gonna go green. I'll have to do that, but whenever I have to prepare to dye my hair, I have to forcibly remind myself to not use the conditioner, and I've gotten in the habit of using conditioner, because the dye I use tells you clean hair, but don't put conditioner in your hair, so then the color absorbs into it, because it's kind of like a color conditioner. So yeah. Last time I dyed it, I added some streaks of green, and it was pretty sick. I think I'm just gonna I'm gonna fully go full send with the green though, because it'll fade. The pink faded eventually, so I'm gonna full send with it. Plus, it'll look I'm excited to see how it fades. That'll be so cool. Shoot, there's still like a little bit of pink in my hair, actually. But if it fades into bluish colors, that'll go great with the whole Hera thing that I do at the next convention I go to. So that'll be cool. If there's like hints of blue in there, because then it'll kind of be reminiscent of the color of peacock feathers and stuff. So yeah. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be grand. Alrighty. I need to eat a fry before it gets cold. delicious. Oh no, it's getting cold. No, betrayal. Uh-oh. Maybe I should have made like half the amount of food that I have on my plate. Cause then or maybe if I had just been patient with myself and not emptied the dishwasher, but the dishwasher was clean, and I was already gonna pull a plate from it, so I figured I might as well just get that done. So, also I have no idea if we're gonna make it to level 32 tonight, just because look at the amount of XP. That said 7234. We got about 900. Yeah, because about 900 of these got, 9 times 8 is 72, yeah, so about, yeah, that makes sense, about 900. And once again, I'm gonna get really good at math when it comes to 8s. Multiplying, dividing, adding. I'm reducing the amount of hand on my controller because I want my dinner to still taste good, but unfortunately that requires me to eat it. Occasionally you might hear a crunch because a couple of these fries are crunchy boys. If it gets annoying, I'll just mute it. Beautiful. But we're off to a great start, honestly. We are off to an excellent start. Oh, the other day, as promised, I did upload, and officially post the small update of the bakery construction map. That is up and going. I think what I'm going to do the next time I make an update, because I have done some more stuff since then and I didn't record it, the next time I do an update, I'm going to record the update stuff, and then from there I'm going to record the progress that, like, as I'm actively making progress, if that makes sense. Because if I remember right, I feel like a lot of people enjoy the process just as much as they enjoy the result. It does mean over time with the whole bakery construction there will be spoilers for the map. Maybe. I mean, I could just edit out the spoilers. I have an editing software, I can use it. I'm so silly. Plus, I think I kind of have to use it because of the the video file conversion thing. That was the whole reason why I put my old TMNT videos through Windows Movie Maker. Because it wasn't my camera recording, the format that it recorded in was not compatible with YouTube's upload thing. So I had to convert it to like Windows Media Video or something like that, WMV or something like that. This was back when I still used Windows Movie Maker. I still have the computer that made those videos, by the way. It still exists. I used to be quite a chaotic being because the computer that I used to upload on was a Windows XP desktop. So you can guess how old that is and how many years that's been. Let's see. I recorded this off, if it was like gameplay on the TV, I recorded it on my television with my digital camera, and then I would upload the files from my SD card to my older desktop that has Windows Vista and Windows Movie Maker on it because XP did not have as operable a Windows Movie Maker. I don't remember the exact reason why I didn't use that computer specifically, but the Vista one has never touched the internet. It has never even breathed on the internet. It does not know what internet is. Well, technically it does. It's supposed to know what it is, but it's never touched the internet, and I don't think it ever will. I don't want it to touch the internet. It's better that way. But, let's see. And then I would convert the video files to... Yeah, I would convert the video files to WMA using Windows Movie Maker. And then I would copy the results back to my micro SD card. Back to my SD card. It had a little micro SD plugged into it. It was an interesting thing. and then I would take that to the XP computer and upload it to YouTube. That is what I used to do. I was a resourceful kid, and I kind of wish I kept it up. I really wish I kept it up. It would have been so funny. But I'm starting to think that it was like pre-OBS around that time. I'll have to double check later. But yeah, I've technically been around for ages. I remember before YouTube was owned by Google and before you had a Google account to sign in. This was definitely pre-Twitch for sure. That was wild. And then other times, I used to make AMVs. I kind of nuked them because I'm like, I saved them to my own personal computer and stuff. Just cause I had to do some cleanup. Good times. Let's see. Perfect, thank you. I gotta crack my back again. Pain is so fun, and I've gotta sit up straight. Maybe if I put my feet on the floor instead of crisscross applesaucing on my chair, maybe then I wouldn't have as many Okay, weed whacker. No, we do not need 2 weed whackers. We do not need 2. We don't need that. No, stop it. Bad. Crimes. Apologies for that. I did not expect it to go weed whacker twice in a row. That was rude. In case you're wondering, that is the move where he's upside down and smacking you in the face with his arms. Your arms, yes. Smacking you with your own arms. Good job. Guess who needs a nap? It's me. Ooh, that chicken looks really good. It actually has turned out well so far. Incoming crunch. Actually, I'm just gonna mute that 1 second. Don't worry, that was a fry. Absurdly crunchy fry, actually. What the heck? Some of the other fries aren't as crunchy. It's steak fries, by the way. Like the ones that you get from, Red Robin. Those are good. And then you add seasoned salt to it, and it's just, peak. If I didn't have such issues with tomatoes and stuff, I think I'd enjoy ketchup. Same with fry sauce. Because fry sauce is just ketchup and mayo. That's literally all it is. I don't know the exact ratio, though, so... It'd be fun to find that out. It'd be very fun to find that out. Yeah. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. That's an interesting song to think of. I think there's a rendition of it that is not featured in the Disney film Song of the South. It's featured in a Disney sing-along that's a sort of loose 101 Dalmatians thing. I don't know how to explain it. So like in the sing-along, it's like 30 minutes, there's like this lady who has Dalmatian themed everything. And she's not Anita, but she has Pongo and Perdita and all the puppies, all the Dalmatian puppies, and she's got like this huge mansion area with these massive gardens. It's like more like a bungalow vibe with her house, and she's also got some like pulleys and stuff like that and such. And then every morning there's like a whole routine, and during the routine of the opening, it plays a version of the song Zippity Doo Dah. So when I first heard that song, that's where I heard it from. I have not seen Song of the South, which is a trippy thing. That's wild. Oh, Disney, you and your weird controversial history with a lot of things. A lot of things. Whee! But yeah, And that makes me want to see if that's still around in our house, because we did vastly reduce our VHS collection a while back, so I don't know if we still have that. It'd be, as the lady says in the film, smashing. Like, she says that a lot. It's so funny. It's genuinely really cute and sweet. She's like, oh, smashing! It's not an exact quote. But it's a really sweet 30-minute video to entertain your kids with. And it was like adding brain rot to entertain kids and such. It was really it was fun. I used to also watch, we had these 2 VHS tapes. Oh crud, what was the title of the series? I can't remember. Oh, it was Growing Up Wild. That's what it was called. That was the VHS series. And we had one about cats and one about dogs. And they talked about all sorts of cats, like house cats and big cats and stuff. And like some things that they do, some little history bits and stuff. Like obviously stuff that's appropriate for kids and things. And it was such a fun thing that like when I was bored and at home and not in school, I would pop that VHS into the player, and I would just watch that, both the cats and the dog one. The dog one also has the whole, like, I learned the whole like origin of Rome from that. At least the myth of like Romulus and Remus being taken in by a wolf and raised by the wolf mom. Yeah. Can't remember. I think they also had a small segment on hyenas, not the graphic stuff about hyenas, obviously, but like a lot of the chatting and stuff. And, yeah, it's such a fun video. Plus, I think they showed like some bits of dogs being absolutely silly and doing agility stuff. Educational videos are so good. I used to rent them from my local library. The eyewitness ones, those were fun. Wishbone. Wishbone was a great way to learn about classic literature and Shakespeare and stuff. I think there was one, I can't remember the exact context, but I think I think Wishbone, the dog, this was about a dog, by the way. I think he played not Atlas. I know he spoke to Atlas. I think he was playing Hercules. So I think I learned about some of the 12 labors of Hercules. If that involved Atlas, it's been such a long time. But Wishbone was so fun to watch as a kid. It was just basically talking dog. Oh, that's cool. Such simple things, but it made life great. That was how I entertained myself, movies. And, oh, even better. So when DVDs were a regular thing, and when DVD menus were still cool, sometimes they would hide little Easter eggs in DVD menus. Like, just thinking about this yesterday, one of my family members put on The Chronicles of Narnia: The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. And in that main menu, if you navigate to the little Aslan shield at the top of the screen, it'll just play the, it'll like take away the menu thing and just show you the footage that it navigates throughout the menu of like all the different landscapes and stuff. It's really cool. Because if I remember right, they filmed in New Zealand, and New Zealand was pretty popular to film, at least for fantasy films, because it's just it's a beautiful landscape. I need to go there one day. I want to go there one day. It'd be so cool. Yeah. But one of the things I would also do is I would beg my parents whenever we got a new DVD. I was like, please get the special edition with the 2 discs and the special features bonus disc, because it was so cool. Because sometimes there would be little DVD games and little things and stuff that you could watch production behind the scenes. Oh my gosh. Especially with Lord of the Rings. Oh my gosh. Extended edition plus the additional bonus features talking about all of the production stuff. So good. So worth it. You get to see about like One of the things that I always thought was cool, not just the miniatures, those were cool, like the miniature sets that they filmed for like the really large shots, because you can't build those giant sets. I mean, you can build parts of them for the close-ups, but for like the overarching shots, they ended up also developing computer armies, like with like not the AI that we know of or think of these days, but like some kind of artificial intelligence that would make decisions on like battling. And it was actually so smart that it saw the battle and ran away from it. Like half of it was like leaving the battlefield, so they had to make some tweaks for like the really large wide shots for massive battle scenes and charging in and stuff. It's so cool. It is so cool. Weta Workshop really did so well. Pre-production is such a huge thing with films that it can make or break a film. It's part of, like, those little things are part of the reason why I absolutely admire people who craft things by hand, who make the art, who write things themselves, who tell these stories, who build the sets, who sew the costumes, because they do a lot of storytelling through those costumes and through those sets, like how it's distressed, whether or not someone had smoked there, whether or not that had a blast on it, whether there were rips in it, the fabric looking expensive or not, that sort of thing. It's so cool. And to hear about like all the little things that, like, oh yeah, like for example, Star Wars. Those were just pieces of like camera equipment. The lightsabers, that's just what they were. Fancy camera, like little pieces of equipment put together. That is the coolest thing ever. I love stuff like that. This feels like a crunchy fry. It's so cool. And don't even get me started on camera angles. Oh my gosh. The cinematography is so cool. You can do a lot just by the framing of a shot to tell like what they're feeling and stuff. I haven't watched the full like film or the whole film series of the Hunger Games, but I did recently see that one, I think it's on specific versions of Catching Fire, where Katniss, spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched or read it yet, it's been a while though, but as Katniss goes back into the arena, rises up into it, the screen, the little black bars at the screen, slowly shrink away as she transitions into the, like, rises up into the arena. It is so cool. It's just like, oh shoot, this is real. I'm gonna mute for this crunch 1 second. That was an excessively crunchy fry. No one needed to hear that one. Nobody needs to hear a crunchy fry. Or maybe you do like crunchy fry. I think crunchy leaves are way better crunch to listen to. Because you just step on the crunchy leaf. You don't eat the crunchy leaf. I don't recommend eating leaves. Because you don't know what's on the leaves. Especially after they've fallen and they're on the ground. Because they're supposed to be broken down by different, like bacterias and stuff like that. It's really cool. The process of rot is also a cool thing. I haven't looked into that as much, but the stuff that I have learned about it is so fascinating. How, like, there's different organisms for breaking down things, so then they don't just stay there forever. They get broken down, they turn into compounds like nitrogen and stuff like that, and refresh the soil and stuff. It's really cool. So it's like the energy goes back into the world to bring something else to life. It's so cool. The circle of life. It's the wheel of fortune. I've only seen a production of, speaking of Lion King, just because I referenced it just now. I've only seen one production of the play, like the musical version of The Lion King, and it was done by a local youth theater because we knew somebody that was in the play. It was really good. I got a little emotional because the kids did such a good job on the performance. It was awesome. They did a fantastic job. I'm like, man, that's so cool. It was awesome. I love theater productions. My love of film and stuff, it hasn't quite exhibited itself in my videos just yet. I have DaVinci Resolve, but I'm still working with VideoProc Vlogger until I feel more comfortable using, like, getting used to editing my videos on my newer desktop and stuff. At least the stuff that isn't recorded on stream. Eventually I will transition to using my desktop to do the streaming for, like, this type of thing. But for now, my laptop is doing well and behaving well, so. I'm also keeping my work and play separate. And by play, I mean, like, I don't have my writing stuff, like my storytelling writing stuff, on my desktop. Because I know if I put that on there, I'm going to ignore my laptop, and I can't ignore my laptop. I need to stop doing that. Like, ooh, shiny! I've noticed that whenever I use technology and tend to use a device more, it's because I found writing stories on that device is just more convenient or more efficient and useful and stuff. It's just fun. It's fun to write stories, and I like to be able to write as much or as little as I want. Another crunch, I'm gonna mute. Excellent. There we are. Ah, lovely. Art is beautiful. And the hands that make it make me happy. When they're their soul, you know it's there. And it is wonderful. So many projects going on in my head. Because we got this, which is the long journey to level 99. I've got my little Minecraft adventure map, the bakery, under construction and in process. I'm loving it. I've got some little stories that I want to tell. Those ones are in process. I'm learning to make recipes of different things. Like, for example, I have an inability to tolerate red sauce because it flares up my acid reflux. So basically, when that happens, my stomach gets so acidic that it just, like, borderline makes me vomit. It doesn't make me actually do that, but my esophagus gets burned up, and I'm trying to reduce the amount of damage to my esophagus because it's already been damaged enough due to some issues back in my high school days, where it was like a frequent occurrence because unfortunately I can't tolerate pain, and pain was a frequent thing in high school. Not because of anything bad, it was just because of stuff. But either way, not a fun time. Not a fun time. So I'm trying to protect my esophagus by not flaring up my acid reflux, plus it makes me feel like garbage. So red sauce, since it has tomatoes, it can be a little acidic, and it doesn't do well. Good. And I'm gonna be honest, I just use the frozen meatballs from the store. A very specific brand. I don't remember the brand name, but I like it. It's delicious. But I like meatballs and spaghetti. But the red sauce is mean to me. So what did I do? I looked up recipes for making spaghetti and meatballs, but without the red sauce. And I found one. You just use like a 1/4 cup olive oil and you cook that stuff like pretty much the same way that according to the directions on the package. For mine, when it's frozen, it takes about 20 minutes or something like that. You just gotta, like, you should be able to touch it and it'll be hot, but, like, it won't scald you to death. You'll know when you know. Because when those things are fully cooked, it's very difficult to, like, leave it frozen on the inside because it will be hot on the outside when it's fully cooked. I have verified this multiple times, but you cook those suckers up. You add in some minced garlic or chopped up garlic cloves. It says like 5 cloves of garlic. I used 6 the first time I used it, but I was dumb and didn't like chop it. If I'm not told to chop the cloves, I'm not gonna chop the cloves. So the most recent instance, I did use minced garlic, and I basically garlic bombed the entire house. No vampires are getting in, by the way. I think the garlic smell has faded, but yeah, it stuck around for a little bit. I've got garlic in my bloodstream, or at least the compounds of it that give you that garlicky breath. That's why garlic breath sticks around. Anyway, so then once you've got the meatballs nearly cooked, you add about 2 cups of spinach, which is wild. So that gets also me gets eating spinach. And then you put the cooked pasta in once the spinach has wilted enough. And then once you mix in the pasta, you add some Parmesan cheese. It says freshly grated. I'm using the very preserved stuff because I am lazy. But yeah, it's a pretty good meal. It's a very good meal. I made it, and then I also made garlic bread. I didn't do like the whole French bread butter thing. Like, I didn't make it myself. I just used the store-bought garlic bread. I can't remember which one I used, but it's like a smaller loaf, and the butter isn't like aggressively thick on it like some brands do. So it was a pretty good. It's a pretty good meal. So I think I'm gonna add that to my personal recipe book because it's good. I just hope that I've been concerned about my stovetop because it keeps running too hot and it's kind of scaring me a little bit. 1 second, I gotta check a message. But you can still hear me. It's been scaring me because it's been running hot, and the last time I cooked, even though I turned it down to low, it was still boiling. And yeah, it was not fun. That was not a grand old time. There we are. Okay. Cool. I haven't eaten my chicken in a while. I want to eat my chicken. It's actually good. At least 2 of the 3 chicken strips I've had. Hang on a second, I gotta lock in. Jeez Louise. 2 of the 4 chicken strips I've cooked tonight have not betrayed me. Wait a minute. Why am I trying to let them hit me? Okay, there we go. Now I have some buffer. Sorry about that. But long story short, haven't been betrayed by my dinner yet. And I'm hoping that I don't get betrayed. Because that would suck. In case you're wondering, betrayal constitutes surprise chewy stuff in the middle of my perfectly good chicken tender. That's a stereotype in and of itself. I'm not in a basement though, so there's that. If I was, I would just make a meme out of it, because it'd be funny. Honestly, in this economy, it makes sense to live in your parents' basement. US specific, though. I'm just gonna specify that. It's US specific that the economy really sucks. At least to my knowledge. I don't know if any other country's economies suck. But, yeah. Fun times! Real fun! Whee! I love wondering if I'll be able to afford a house. Like, it's not like I can't, like... I can tolerate an apartment, but I don't want to share walls with neighbors. I don't. I really don't. I had plenty of that in college. I'm fine. I'm cool with that. No more though. No more, please. I really want another fry, so I'm gonna eat another fry. Light crunch. I cooked it to the right amount of time, about 22 minutes at 425. That's about what the package says anyway. It's good stuff. Because I didn't undercook. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, don't panic. Stay calm. Pick up some orbs. Jump. Nice. Dodge. Excellent. There we go. We're not completely lost. And I still got my close to 80, I think. I think so, actually. Nice. I heard about TwitchCon that there's some security problems, which is absolutely awful. Poor Amiru. I hope she's okay. And then with the accessibility, that was also an issue at TwitchCon. Yikes. Because there are people that I like that would have trouble navigating with that, and did have trouble navigating that. Like, they were missing ramps and stuff like that. Just not like, come on, TwitchCon. We've been doing this for years. You can ask for advice from other conventions who have better accessibility. Also, if I heard right, California has some serious accessibility laws, so what the heck, mate? Do better. Uh-oh. Why'd you break? Oh. Wait, we're good. Is it broken? There we go, okay. I just realized my monitor for Twitch wasn't working, and I was like, nah, that's suspicious. Nah, it was just me forgetting that I needed to rerun it. Oh, jeez. Alright, posture check. Stop sitting cross-legged. Nice. 2 and 1. We're on a roll. We are on a roll. This is good. I quite enjoy doing 2-hour spurts. Occasionally I wonder what would happen if I did this earlier in the day for longer periods of time. But I think that this time of day and this amount of time is a good start. And I don't feel completely wiped out at the end, so that's I think that's the goal. Not to feel wiped out, and for it to fit my scheduled time, because if I did this early in the day, I would get interrupted by lots of things. Early in the day can be video editing, other creative activities, and so forth, and also house maintenance. Very important to do house maintenance. I'm thinking about short form content, specifically in that it is not, like, I think I've mentioned this before on stream, where my experiences with short form content have not been overall positive because it's a dopamine machine. And unfortunately, my brain really likes dopamine because it's got to get it from somewhere. And it's like, ooh, dopamine. dopamine, more. Like, I think, yeah, I definitely have said it before. It's kind of like the slot machine. You pull the lever, you hear all the bells and whistles, and then it, like, gives you a result. And then you pull it again, and again, and again, and again, just as you scroll and scroll and scroll, and it doesn't make you feel good. Like, it makes you feel good in the moment, but over time, you start feeling a little cranky and stuff. You start feeling anxious depending on the content that you end up watching, or you just kind of feel like, ugh, and then you end up not wanting to do anything. It's not fun. So, I'm trying to steer myself away from it. I keep the apps around only because I do get sent those, and I want to be able to actually watch what my friends send me. That's the only reason. Sometimes I do wish that I never touched those. Just left it alone. But then I wouldn't get some of my own funny-ish moments. Like this one time, I did a really sick cosplay transition with like a cape. It was really cool. It's not around anymore, so. But like just those little things. Or even just, it convinced me to record random moments in my life. Including that one time when it was for one of my math classes. We did a little thing with cryptography. And one of the results of that, I think it was in my discrete math class. But one of the assignments involved that, and the translation of the numbers was the word blue jeans. Well, the two different words. I forgot that blue was a word. I legit forgot that it was a word. Incoming cough attack, 1 second. Cold weather does not do me good. I need to find my blanket. Come here, blanket. I need you. I need you now. Wait, how did you blankets get behind the pillow? Why are you over there? Get back here. Rude. How dare you move into a weird spot? Silly blankets. There we go. My poor lungs, they do not tolerate the cold like they used to. I used to be just fine in cold weather, but now, now, because of one time in about 2021, 2022, I got sick. It's not confirmed of what it is, but it probably was COVID. Long story short, oh boy, I had the nastiest coughing fits for months. And unfortunately, it does kick up, and when cold weather comes around, whoo boy, breathing becomes a pain. Not a literal pain, but it gets a little difficult sometimes. It's not fun. I live with it though. I just have to keep my core warm. So basically just make sure that my lungs stay warm and don't contract or anything like that, and I'm fine. I want to take off my shoes, but I also want to not sit cross-legged. Ugh! This is so difficult to decide. I finished off my fries and I still have my chicken tenders. They're really good, by the way, the breaded ones. The packaging is like a light green packaging. It's very light. It's like a light mode with green packaging. Oh, that makes me... Whoa, okay, we got 3 weed whackers. That reminds me of when the internet used to be more customizable, like all your social media. It wasn't just dark and light mode. You could pick different colors. Like, I remember when Facebook, you could choose between blue or... Sorry about that, that was a little loud. But blue, you could choose yellow, you could choose green, you could choose red, you could choose colors. You could make your social media experience colorful and not just dark mode and light mode. You could have fun with it. You could customize your experience, man, I miss it. And then everything got corporate. Bleh. I do at least like that things have been geared more towards readability for those that might not be able to read or need screen readers and stuff like that. That part I very much like. Or if you're colorblind, oh my gosh, keeping in mind with colorblindness and web design is super duper important. Shoot, I think I took a web design class once, and that was one of the topics that came up. It's like, yeah, make sure when you design your websites that you choose colors that even colorblind people will be able to see. Like whether they're red, green, or what were the other two ones? Red, green is the one that's the most common, where you can't quite tell the difference between the two. I knew somebody who has that. I actually know at least 2 or 3 people who have that. One of them was my dad, so if I ever had kids, I will need to warn whoever I have kids with that there's a chance that the boy will be colorblind. A chance, but not like an entire, like, possibility. I don't even know if I actually carry the gene. It's a recessive gene, so both parents will have to have the gene, and then they both have to show up in the combo. Fun biology lesson. But yeah, like, one of the things that my dad would ask me to help with is whenever he cooked ground beef for, like, taco night or for, like, hamburgers, he would always ask me to check if all the pink was gone because he could not differentiate between the pink and the brown. And that was something super important. So I'd always check on that. It was a fun little thing. Oh, jeez. Fun times with family. It's nice. It's nice in the times where family is like nice to each other. I like that. I've been very lucky in that aspect. For the most part, having a family that's nice to each other. It's been nice. It hasn't been like 100% of the time, of course, because that's just the case with every family. There's gonna be arguments, there's gonna be disagreements and stuff, but so far it's been good. So far it's been good, and I hope it continues to stay that way. Please, for the love of all things good. Oh, my chicken's probably cold, but I'm gonna take a bite anyway. Sorry about the crunch. Mildly sorry about the crunch, actually. That's some good chicken. Yeah, this chicken's delish, actually. Oh my gosh. That's some good quality stuff. I will tell you it's not Tyson brand. I think Tyson brand is having its own issues right now, though. Yeah, it's definitely had its own issues. Fun times with that. Wee. Thinking about waffle fries again. Waffle fries are just fun to eat. Because sometimes with waffle fries I just eat it in a specific order so then it turns into a square. I was gonna say that's kind of weird, isn't it? But no, not really. It's really not that weird. I mean, people like, I mean, at least in the case of Kit Kats, everybody gets horrified if you just take a straight bite out of it. I did that once just to see how it felt, and I'm just like, this is really weird, and then I broke up what remained into the proper sticks to eat. It was so weird. But it was actually kind of fun. Every once in a while, you just gotta eat things in the wrong way. Because it creates a whole new experience, whether it's a good one or a bad one. It's fun. I'm going for another bite. Chicken's really good. You know what's funny is it's pretty much been the go-to protein for a large portion of my life. It took me forever to have my first hamburger. I had my first hamburger at my then best friend's house. And it was just a plain hamburger. No cheese, no tomato, no ketchup. I just had a hamburger. And it was good. I'm like, man, this is what I've been missing out on? It was awesome. It was really awesome. So at least that opened a world of beef. Because now I eat beef, pork, chicken. It's good stuff. Yeah. I could try out other stuff, but personally I just enjoy eating meat. It tastes good when it's salted. And if you cook it right. Very important that you cook it right, especially with chicken and pork. You have to fully cook those meats. You can get away with being a little bit raw on the beef, but I am a heathen who, unfortunately, for everyone who likes to do anything with a hint of pink, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. It tastes a little chewy and stuff like that when that happens. I'm just like, you know, it's fine. Does that mean I probably like my meat tough? No, I do not. I like it when it's tender and juicy. Like, oh, like with pot roast. Pot roast is so good. Like when the beef chunks start like falling apart with the fork and oh, it's so good. I should definitely invest in making that this winter, because that'll be such a good recipe to like get used to. I'll want to adapt it though, because I've never liked eating the carrots or the onion shavings, so I'll need to figure out a way to include the onion so that it's still there without it pissing me off. Because like the texture, I don't know how to explain it without making it sound gross. I don't want to ruin that for anyone. But it's not fun, and then I don't like soft vegetables. I like them crunchy. I like my vegetables crunchy. It's good crunchy, you know? Well, maybe not. It's a matter of preference, to be honest. There we go. Perfect. Let me check something. Okay, cool. Whee! I think I promised a few streams ago that I was gonna do that marquee that's showing up at the top, so I'm really glad I did that. I might change the wording on it, but that was the wording I ended up liking, so. Oh, someone's loud. There we go. I'm gonna take another bite. Man, I love chicken strips. They're so good. Very delicious. It brings me great joy. I have an apple on hand just in case. That way I don't get, I don't know, ill. I won't get ill. What am I saying? But it's just nice to have an apple on hand. It's actually recommended to eat an apple when you're recording stuff for like voiceovers and things, or voice acting, prepping your voice reel. Because, like, I don't know. I think it crisps or something with your voice. It helps you get rid of the clicking sound. Which for me is a regular occurrence that I have to painstakingly edit out of a lot of my recorded videos. Because I go silent for a while and I go, and I don't even, it's not that loud, but you get what I mean. Why did I avoid the weed whacker? Why did I do that? Ah, who knows. He was about to do another one. I could have let it happen, but I still got my 3/8, so it's cool. I got one more chicken tender next to me. But I need water. I can feel the pepper, unfortunately. Or maybe not pepper. What is it? It's something in the breading, but it's kicking up my spice senses. My spice tolerance is crappy. It sucks. Water is good for the soul. Very good for the soul, actually. Very, very good. Yeah. I think I already said that when I next do a video related to the bakery, I'll like video record what I've done so far and then make a new segment of recording where I am working on more stuff, because process. Yeah, okay, I mentioned that early in the stream. I just want to get it said at least once or twice. It's very important to me. There we go. I don't know why I stopped. No, I do know why I stopped. Instinct took over and said, okay, I need a little bit more damage to get what I want. But I didn't need more damage, so we're good. We are good. I don't think I charged my Minecraft torch. I should do that. It's not on or anything. I just want to recharge it. I'm gonna recharge it. I mean, because it uses the same plugin as my PS2. Not my PS2, my PS4 controller. So I can just plug it in and, yeah. There we go. Awesome. It is the best thing ever. There have been a couple of times that I've forgotten it was on because it was so dim at that time. So I turn off the lights to go to bed at night. And then there's just this dim Minecraft torch in the darkness. And I'm like, gosh dang it. So I have to get up and navigate over to turn it off. It's so funny to me every time it happens. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's hilarious. I love that thing. I should walk around in the dark with it more often because it's really fun to use. I don't think I'd be able to take it to a convention though, because I think it's made out of plastic and it's kind of a little bit sharp. Maybe if I like attach some, like a foam sleeve to it or something like that, so then that way it wouldn't be a risk of damage or anything like that. Because there are rules about props during conventions and stuff. Alrighty. Gotta get these things. Yeah. Oh well, I need the damage anyway. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, what is... Yeah, I've still got time. We're doing well, we're doing swell, we're doing great. We've already taken down about 2,000 XP at minimum. Yeah, we've taken down about 2,000 of it. We're making progress. Because we started at the stream with like 74-ish that we're going through, and now we're down to like 50,000. Not 50,000, yikes. Ugh, we are gonna get to that point one day though. That's gonna be fun. Those are definitely gonna be the days where I cannot complete a level in 2 hours. The chicken strip is calling to me, but I'm gonna make it through the door. I still got it. That's interesting that the trigger is not behind the door. Actually, you know what? No, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense that the trigger is not behind the door. Can you imagine? Nice. We swing around. We wait. We get attacked. We accept the damage. There we go. Most excellent. Alright, swing around. Swing some more. Perfect. This is nice. I'm thinking of doing another cosplay, but it will probably require me, if I want to make it look good, to reconstruct an entire wig, which I don't think I'm willing to do, because it is about a 40-ish inch wig. It's slightly shorter because I did cut off a huge chunk of it because it was pissing me off. The bottom is slightly tangled. It's not a Miko wig. It was supposed to be a Kyoko Kirigiri wig. And, yeah. The bangs probably also need a little bit more of a trim. I think I trimmed the bangs, but I can't remember if I trimmed the bangs. It's really hard to give yourself a haircut when you're wearing the wig. And I don't have a wig head yet that actually, like, is the same size of my head. And the one that did work, the tripod, I lost a piece a couple of years ago when I was moving between dorms in college. And that piece was crucial to being able to attach the head to the tripod. So that sucked. And it's been a detriment for me. I could probably find the piece of equipment and order a part for it, actually. That'd probably be a better idea. But I really wish I hadn't lost that piece, because that really still bums me out. Because it was really useful to be able to do my wig's hair on that. Because now I just have to put it on my head and then be very careful with the hairdressing scissors. Oh my gosh. I have to be so careful because those things are sharp. Like, I gave myself a paper cut type cut on my fingers when I was trimming the wig. Yeah, it was bad. Like, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I just put a band-aid on it and it was fine. So it wasn't that deep. It was very superficial, but man, it hurt. Getting a little slice on your finger from hairdressing scissors is not fun. It's no bueno. That is totally incorrect Spanish. Ah, well. But yeah, the repurposing would be cosplaying as Rumi, and the only reason I would cosplay as Rumi is just because I had the possible wig for it. Part of me is just like, oh, I could just totally get it for the cosplays from like a cosplay store, but the other part of me is like, don't you want to make it? Don't you want to make it with your own bare hands? Don't you want to put things together and construct it and stuff so then you can guarantee it fits you and not have to worry about the measurements? Because that is a constant occurrence whenever I do any ordering online. Gosh dang, it is so annoying. Or in places where you can't try things on. It's just like, ugh. Which happens a lot at a lot of costume stores. Ah, oh well. My main problem with the measurements in costume stores is pants. Because unfortunately I have some decent hips and that causes me issues. Plus I've got like thighs that exist. Yeah. They're adequate. But it's annoying enough because but my problem with the pants, at least these days, it's gotten better. Hello, double weed whackers. But these days, it's gotten a little better with the introduction of short and long and regular. Because that's like indicating the leg size, but that's still not really that great for women's pants. Because it used to be that either they fit the length of my legs or they fit around my waist and hips and stuff. I always chose waist and hips, so there are many a pants that I have worn where the back of the heel is utterly shredded because it keeps catching on my dang shoes. Shoes can be sharp, by the way. The soles of shoes, those things can be really sharp. It's surprising. I have accidentally caused myself pain by sitting on my own hand with like tennis shoes on, and it's like, dang, this thing is sharp. What the heck? Especially when they're like fresh shoes. Fresh shoes? What? That's a way to put it, I guess. Oh well. Hello. Hi. It's a puppy. Oh my gosh. It's a happy puppy. Hello, hello. You can't go wrong with a happy puppy. It's a good time. Alright. I didn't end up watching MCC yesterday, cause like, whenever I watch competitions and stuff, I get really riled up, and it's not fun for me emotionally. Cause whenever I get riled up, I get kind of mean. Especially when I'm competitive. Oh my gosh, I am so mean when I'm competitive. It's not fun. Cause then I'm like, ooh, why did I say that? Like, I'm not like super mean and stuff like that, but I just kind of like trash talk. Like, it's like, honestly, it's pretty tame trash talk if we're talking about like being on the internet. It's tame trash talk compared to the internet, but like, I'm just like, why am I doing that? Why am I getting so worked up and competitive over this? Calm down. It's chill. I once got so competitive during like a Nerf dart war. Basically, we had no Nerf guns. This was at a church building in the gym, by the way. And we basically had these PVC pipes that we used as blow darts to shoot Nerf darts at each other. And boy, oh boy, did I get competitive. It was the highlight of everyone's night, but my gosh, I was just like, why was I so aggressive? I mean, technically there's nothing wrong with being a little bit aggressive with competitiveness. It's like, it's probably not that bad, in all honesty. I'm not like, I don't know, insulting somebody's mother or anything when I get competitive, so maybe I'm overthinking it. That wouldn't surprise me. I'll bring it up at the next session. Should have brought it up last one. Oh well. I'm working at my own pace. I'm working at my own pace. That's all that matters. Ah, man. We navigating. I do seem to enjoy streaming on Mondays, which is very funny because it means that I now enjoy Mondays. I used to not really get excited about Mondays, but to be fair, I was getting up at early hours and being at work from like about at least 8 hours a day. Whole 40-hour work week and everything. I mean, I know that's like the standard and stuff, at least in the US, but boy, does it get draining sometimes. Especially depending on the workload. Anytime I hear about people working like a 60-hour work week, I'm just like, Godspeed to you, and I hope that you get some nice rest and that your dinner is delicious. 'Cause man, that is rough. 'Cause man, that is a lot to do. That is a lot of time away from home. A lot of time working, too. You better get paid a lot, too. 'Cause that's a lot of time. Like a lot. Clouds are actually really good. Really well made. I wonder what the actual dimensions of this room are without the borders. Hang on, let me rephrase that. One, I wonder what the shape of the room actually is. Like, outside of where I'm walking in. And then 2, how high and low things are. I would pay to see a whole documentary on the whole making of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. Shoot, just a making documentary of all the games, because it'd be so cool. Like, they don't have to show any source code, obviously. Just like what the environments look like before they're fully implemented. How they decide the rooms and shape and stuff. Where Sora or Roxas or any of the other characters can interact. Like what made them decide who gets to be playable in KH3 and such. Like those things. I love seeing the decisions that are made in production. It's creative stuff. I love it. Creative stuff is really cool. And once I take down these 3, I'm going to fuel my creative brain by drinking some dang water, because goodness me, I can feel the breading. It's not even that much spice. It's barely any. It's like a sneeze of spice. That sounds really gross, actually. A sneeze of spice. But like, it's really not that much, but man. Or maybe I just haven't had anything spicy in a while and my brain is like, oh, scary. Oh, that's interesting. Fun fact. Anytime I drink out of my water bottle, I have a habit of extending my pinky. So I'm only really holding it with like 3 of my fingers and my thumb. I don't know why I do this. Maybe it was the whole like pinkies up, haha, pinkies up proper and everything like that. And, like, I don't even remember when I learned about that sort of thing. I don't even think it's it might be a thing, maybe not. I don't know. But it has stuck around with me, and now whenever I drink out of my water bottle, I stick my pinky up. My pinky is actually strangely weirdly detached from the rest of my hand. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, it can go places. It can move. It has a better range of motion than the rest of my hand. I don't know why this is. I can't explain it. Pinkies are weird. Alright, back to the drawing board. I've got my food, I've got my water, I've got the apple nearby, but I don't think I need to eat it yet. That's for later. Alright, there we are. Nice. Posture check and back crack. Nice, excellent, most excellent indeed. What? There's no reason for me to cough. What the heck? ¿Por qué? Why am I coughing? What was that? Yikes, okay. Accidental, stereotypical Italian impression. Jeez Louise. I will never claim to do an accurate impression of any accents, because 9 times out of 10 I'm probably doing it wrong, or I'm doing it in the stereotypical way, so it's gonna sound bad. The only way I actually do a decent accent is if I'm listening to the speakers with that accent naturally for like an extended period of time. There was this one time and this is what made me discover this ability. I think I've talked about this before, of whenever I listen to people's accents for a long time, if I don't think about it, I accidentally pick up on their accent and speak in it, which can be problems. It can be a serious problem, because then people will think I'm, oh, whoa, 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 excuse me, sir. Anyway, where were we? Ah, yes. Anyway, long story short, I was watching a movie. I was just chilling. A lot of people were speaking with a southern accent, and I picked up on it. I had not been speaking for like over an hour while watching it, and then I realized what time it was. We were supposed to be going somewhere, and I'm like, we're gonna be late! And I'm like, where did that come from? It sounded a lot more southern than how I said it just now. My voice is a Frankenstein amalgamation of everything I have ever heard in any languages from any region and dialect, which means my speech gets really weird sometimes. I don't say bake though. I cannot fathom saying that unless it, like, pronouncing bag as bake, I mean, like with the A sound. I do not do that. I only did that for the purpose of referencing that. I always say bag. Let's clear the one way and get the bass out of my voice. Goodness sakes. I just remembered this one time, for like a short period of time, maybe a couple of years or so, I was part of my church's choir. The first time I attended, I didn't know that seating arrangements were by voice level. By the way, I don't think I'm actually a voice, soprano voice, but that's the only, that was the melody of most of the hymns and stuff like that, so that I can't translate the notes to actual sound when I read it. I know what they are, but I don't know them by sight of what they sound like when I see the note. So I end up, whatever I hear, I have to pick up on that. I have not actually properly tested what my voice range with my probably out of tune piano. My poor piano. My piano's catching strays. What the heck? It's okay. The piano is an old one, by the way, just a heads up. We are hearing the siren a lot as I'm talking about voice. But like I said, I could probably test it out. I won't test it out on stream. Nobody needs to hear that. That's for another day. Not today, though. There we are. Perfect. But anyway, I didn't know that the seating arrangement was basically according to the voice. So I briefly sat in the tenor section, and they're like, yeah, you're not a tenor. Go sit with the sopranos. And I'm like, what the heck? Father, why? Don't leave me, Father. Well, those were fun times. Those were fun times, and the gals who were also sopranos were really nice, so it was fine. I had a lot of fun doing that. We'd all meet up, we'd put out the chairs, we'd put away the chairs and stuff after the rehearsal and practice. It was really fun. It was very fun. I liked it, actually. That is a fun memory. Yeah, I haven't had any voice training. If I have, it was like very short. But I don't recall having any voice training, so nope. I just try to follow along with the melody of the song, and if I can't hit it, I change the key, and I am a menace to anyone who actually has musical gifts. I am an absolute menace because I keep changing my dang notes all over the place. I do not have a stable tone. I don't think I'm tone deaf, but maybe. No, I don't know. I'm not tone deaf. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or just knowing I memorize the notes and how they sound, but I don't actually memorize them by looking at sheet music. Like, if you asked me to sing the entirety of Welcome to the Black Parade, I could probably get close to the voice notes of the song. It gets a little tricky sometimes. I've noticed I like how, okay, this is just a personal preference, I like how I sound when the sound of the voice that needs to be there has a little bit more soul in it. I could do jazz. I could do jazz. Maybe I should try jazz. I should learn some jazz songs. I can do some power. I can put some power on my voice. But I'm a scaredy cat. When it comes to a lot of things, why am I trying to take damage? Sir friend, stop trying to kill me. We're here in the Weed Whackers plenty of time tonight because I can't stop talking about voice stuff when I know little to nothing. I only speak of the things that I know of and the things that I've heard and think, this sounds about right. And that's about it. I like the philosophy idea of accepting that sometimes you just don't know stuff and it's okay to not know stuff because that means that you have an opportunity to learn about the stuff. It's better to not pretend to be an oh my gosh, okay. This is getting a little ridiculous. Calm down. Okay, now it makes sense for me to actually take damage. Goodness gracious. What the heck? What the helly? I thought something was wrong with the playback. I'm monitoring both streams on different devices, and sometimes with YouTube it gets a little weird. Basically, my monitoring was about 30 seconds behind. Yikes. It is no longer 30 seconds behind. It is back to where it belongs. But that was weird. Nice. Okay, we're making progress. We're making bacon. I haven't had bacon in a while. I should learn to make bacon the way I like it. I like it in between crispy and... I don't know how to describe it the other way. But not like super crispy where it's just basically crunching and turning into flakes. That's not good. That's basically nearly burnt. I don't like that. Like, you can have your crunchy bacon. I like it to like still stick together but not like crunch apart. Like crumbling it like a saltine cracker or something like that. I don't want saltine crackers. I want bacon. That reminds me of that interesting era in time where, like, bacon was an obsession or something of the collective, like, in society and stuff. I think this is close to the same era that mustaches were a thing all over the place. Like, there was, like, mustache-themed jewelry. I still have a mustache ring, by the way. It was given to me on my birthday. I hope it was on purpose and not just, oh, it's your birthday, here. I mean, I still have it. I've kept it all this time. It's my mustache. But I do remember that interesting obsession with bacon, like the smell of bacon. There was like bacon print on clothing and stuff like that. Like it was a thing. It was so funny. I think this was also the same era of those really long necklaces with the owl pendants that are kind of like, I wouldn't say bendy, but they were like segmented. So then like the pendant could like bend a little bit. Those were interesting fashion trends. I think this was also the same time where there were stripes and mint green was a regular color in tween wardrobes specifically, especially in tween wardrobes. Can't remember if I was still a tween or if I hit teen age around that time. I have to think about it. Ah, color. Color is beautiful. Pretty colors. I know beige is a color and so is gray, but man oh man. They're not my favorites these days because they keep getting thrown on everything and it's just like, oh yes, for resale value. What about the character? What about the pizzazz? I miss pizzazz. Give me pizzazz in your interior design, please. Please. I'll deal with that when I actually get a house. Hey, there we go. The wind is back. Guess who's back? Back again. No. No, we're not doing that. Even though that song is incredibly catchy. Excuse me, friend. But could you please get me down to like less than 10 health? Thank you for your contribution to my science project. Imagine this being a science project. It would probably not fly. Oh, science projects! Those are so fun. When it was just you and not a whole group. Group projects suck. They're at least a little easier when you're in like pre-university. Like in middle and high school, because you have to be there every day at school. Whereas in university, like you can just disappear from your classes. Like no one's gonna get mad at, well, I mean, your grades will get mad at you. Especially at universities where the classes, like a lot of classes, attendance is part of the grade or something like that. So there's that. Yeah. Yeah. I both have been the group member who's like, what the heck, mate, and also the group member who is the reason for what the heck, mate. I have been on all ends of the spectrum when it comes to group projects. Never again. Never again. They suck. Oh, well. But science projects are fun. I think I did one that was like about air resistance. Like, and I floated a ping pong ball with a hairdryer. That was fun. I really like doing the 3 panel boards. Okay, y'all, please. Calm down. Stop trying to kill me. But the 3 panel boards, decorating those was so fun. My bestie and I did one for National History Day. That was a whole thing. I think we went to regionals. We did okay at regionals, I think. A couple of people actually went to nationals. It was cool. I can't even remember. What did we do for regionals? It was so fun, though. I remember working on the board with my friend, and it was like cold. It was like February or something like that. This is a very vivid memory for me because of this instance. But we were working on it, and I was working with some paper. And I had one of those jackets where you like have the thumb that can go into the sleeve. Oh, that poor jacket. I wish I managed to find a way to make it not smell. It smelled weird, which is why I got rid of it. I feel bad now. I wish I had known how to make it not smell awful. Because it's one of the, it was the same fabric for like a certain type of athleisure where it just traps everything and it sucks. But anyway, so I had that, and then I was working on some paper. I can't remember what it was that was going to go on the board. And I just see a drip of red suddenly appear on my paper, and I'm like, what? And I pull back my sleeve from where, and I see a second drip. I'm like, it's coming from my hand. I pull back my sleeve. There's like a whole like split in my knuckle. It wasn't that much of a split. It was like barely anything. But I hadn't noticed it for so long, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I went to the bathroom, I washed it off, I disposed of the biohazard, because blood is a biohazard, let's face it. And, well, it was so funny, though, while I was washing my hand. It was just dry and cold, that's why my knuckle split. And it wasn't that bad of a split. I have to reiterate, it wasn't bad. It was basically like the level of a paper cut. Anyway. So... I did have a moment of where for some reason it wasn't coming off, and I was like, out, damn spot, out, I say. Wait a minute, did I actually get all 3, or did I distract myself again? No, okay, we're good. I just had to make sure. No sense in missing opportunities to get more XP. That'd be silly. That'd be silly. Gotta sit up straight. And then once I go back in and out, I am going to do a stretch. I'm going to stretch my arms over my head so then I feel the stretch in my shoulders. I'm going to add a little pressure on my shoulders, one each, because I can't do that at the same time, because moving the shoulder will change the way that I can actually fix it. Jeez, I'm tense. I ain't even doing anything that serious. I think it's just trying to keep my posture upright, and while the headset isn't really that heavy, it does do something. Ugh. That reminds me, I need to make sure it doesn't dig into my head. I don't want a dent in my head. I don't wear it long enough to actually, for it to be a problem, but it still haunts me. I don't want the dent. I know that's what the cushion's for, but... There we are, perfect. Excellent. One more for prosperity. Excellent, thank you for your contribution to science. Nice. Making some excellent progress. I can't remember... Oh, wow. I thought we were in the 48s. We passed that. Nice. I can tell this is a good day. This is definitely a good day. I'm still working out the how many times a week I stream and stuff thing. Because I don't want to over-exhaust myself and stuff like that. It's very important to me that I don't exhaust myself and wear myself out. Because that's no bueno. That doesn't get the job done. Yeah. So far, Monday is solid. Like, Mondays? Okay, yeah, I can definitely do Mondays. Which is very funny to me. It used to be, I thought, oh, I will be a weekend streamer, and I'm like, actually, no. I think I'll do the weekdays. It's fine. It's fine by me. I enjoy the weekdays. Ka-chow, apparently. What? Sometimes I say things, and then I wonder why I say them. You always know when I say it. I always say, what? Because seriously, what the heck? There we go. Now, posture. Sit forward. Because it's good for my back. Especially good for my back. Nice. Oh my. I was looking at the sky today. Not like because there's any special phenomenon in the air, but I was looking at the sky today. I didn't bring it out, but I do have a spyglass that I could use, and it made me think, man, I should look at planes with my spyglass whenever I see them pass by, because I think that'd be pretty cool to look at. Then I could see, like, how far I can see. I mean, I know there's probably the actual, like, oh, hi. Let me get some orbs. I think that'd be cool. I do also have a pair of binoculars on hand. They technically are my parents, but I use them a lot more. And I've adopted them, and they are safe, and they still have all 4 lens caps for both the front and back. Basically for the eyepieces and where you actually see out of. But it's fun. It's fun to be able to see far away. I actually got the spyglass a while ago because I was like, it'd be so funny to take that with me as like a spyglass for a Minecraft-related cosplay. And then I can go, aha! That's a whole Last Life series reference. Sorry, not sorry for that. It's a very funny joke. Definitely one of my favorite bits from a series. Because it's just a bunch of silly puns. That's all it is. And I am a sucker for puns. I love puns. It's wordplay. I like wordplay. It's fun. It's fun to make jokes out of words. They're very fun. very punderful. That one. Every single pun is crappy. What am I saying? All puns are crap, and that's what makes them fun. No! I didn't want fours. Crimes against me. Crimes against me. It's okay, it's cool. Oh my god. Sleep is good for the soul, but I am not to sleep for another hours. Another few, actually. Time is irrelevant. Okay, time is actually quite relevant. What am I saying? Come on. Let's get the damage going. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling. By my calculations, this might be the first split level. Which means I'm gonna have to start coming up with better titles other than just the level. I can't be lazy anymore. We're gonna cross that bridge. We are approaching the bridge fast. That's okay. It's fun. It's fun to approach bridges and cross them when they are safe. Safe bridges are fun to cross. Unsafe bridges are terrifying to cross. Please don't try to cross terrifying bridges, or unsafe bridges actually. Just don't do it. It's better to cross the safe ones. I sense a sneeze coming on. I was correct. But I muted in time so you didn't have to hear it, yay! Mamma mia. Here I go again. My, how can I resist ya? Mamma mia. Does it show again? I'm just so much I missed ya. Yes, I've been broken hearted. I need to take a short break. My, here is my be right back screen. Mamma mia. Here it goes again. My, here's a be right back screen again. Okay, we're back. There we are. Much better. Okay, good. You're still good on that. Is that up to date? Okay, it is. Where was I? Let's get rolling and continue with our progress. Nice, excellent. Level 99 is so far away, but we're getting closer with every stream. That's all that matters. We will get there. That just reminded me of the, I think it was the Boyz II Men cover? Or, no, it wasn't really the cover. I think they were the ones who sang it for the movie The Prince of Egypt. It wasn't specifically, like, featured in the film until the credits, if I remember right. Yeah. I think that was during the era where, like, every single end of a Disney movie, specifically animated movies, I know Prince of Egypt was DreamWorks, but a lot of animated movies, if there was a musical and there was a song featured in it, there would be at least one power ballad version of it. They were pretty good, but I often liked the ones from their context in the film. It was very interesting time. Like, there was like a whole power ballad version of Beauty and the Beast at the end of Beauty and the Beast. I still like the one that's in the film. I also like the one that is in the I think they have it in the soundtrack CD, album CD. I wouldn't really say it's an album CD. I don't know the exact terminology for that, but the soundtrack CD, basically where the soundtrack is, because they also had a couple of the early demo recordings of Alan Menken recording and composing the songs. It is one of my favorite things because, once again, I love the creative process. It's so cool. I love watching people figure things out in time to, like, okay, this sounds better, this lyric sounds better, this is what the melody needs. It's so cool. It is such a cool thing. Plus, if it's an audio recording of someone doing the process, you get to see an insight of, like, what they were like, at least in their creative aspect as a person. Like, how do they troubleshoot any problems that they have with the story, or with the words, or with the melody, or with the harmony, or whatever part of the music. It's so cool. I'm such a sucker for production. It's so cool. Creative stuff is really fun. I love it. I love doing that. I enjoy it very much. Does editing drive me nuts? Oh yeah, it drives me nuts sometimes. But that's just because it takes time, and it's one of those things where I can't have any other distractions. I have to be singularly focused on it. Which means my brain can't do the multitask thing. Because normally I can do that, like I can listen to some music in the background while I, like, write or something like that. But I cannot do that while editing because that requires me to listen to the sound. Usually once I get started editing, like after a little bit, once I get the ball rolling, I'm fine. I can get going and it's great. And then after a certain amount of time, I'm like, okay, I need to take a break. It's good to take breaks when you're editing a video, by the way. Otherwise you start losing your sanity. It's good to keep your sanity. Let me say that again. It's good to keep your sanity. Sorry about, like, wheezing out that last statement for a second there. Yikes. Well, that's a 4, so I'm going to allow the damage. Except I'm going to move over there. Please, sir, do not push me towards the door. Yay, it's an 8. I think I need more water, or I need to take a bite of the apple. This is why I have the apple with me. Yep, I'm taking a bite of the apple. I'm gonna mute for the crunch. Verdict on the apple, it's delicious. Hi, Bubba. Not you, chat, the dog. That's not funny, actually. But it is. No, one of my dogs really loves apples. Like when I was in college and I regularly ate Granny Smith apples. Like I said, I have a preference for tart, like sweet and tart apple flavorings. Anyway. So, in college, I would get apples and I would chop up a little bit of an apple to add to my dog's dinners for fiber and stuff because it was good for her. A little bit of fiber goes a long, long way. It was good for her stomach, especially. And sometimes I would eat an apple, but these apples were kind of big. So what I would do is I'd bite a piece for myself, and then I'd get another piece, and then give that piece to my dog. And we'd just share the apple that way. I would be the one biting the apple. She would never take a bite out of the apple that I was biting from. I would give her the pieces. But yeah, so every once in a while, whenever I get an apple out, sometimes I split it with her, and sometimes I'm just like, no, sweetheart, this one's mine. I need it, especially on the days where I'm like, I think I'm gonna get sick or something like that. Today isn't one of those days. I just really like apples. They're really good. If I had to be a Shinigami in the Death Note universe, I would be so happy about apples. Not the crappy ones that they have in the Death God realm, though. Those look like they suck. It's the good ones from Earth. Apples are great. Excellent fruit. 10 out of 10. Very good. For the most part. Except for certain varieties. I've already said which ones they are. I'll say them again. Red Delicious and Golden Delicious, you are on a list for being slightly frequently not delicious to eat, which is kind of ironic given their name. Or maybe I just kept getting bad batches. That's a possibility. That is a high possibility. Some food is just also just not to my taste, so oh well. Part of the fun. What are you doing? What are you doing, OBS? Don't give me crap. Behave, please. There we go. Oh, that was interesting. Getting distracted by something random. It's not really that random. Thank you for pushing me out of the way, the Weed Whacker. It is much appreciated. No, that's a 4! What? Okay, so we're below 32, so we're below 40? Yeah, that sounds about right. Am I gonna break out the calculator while I eat this apple? Yes. Yes, I am. It's mainly just to get the chunk off. Although you might be hearing the crunching, and I think you definitely heard that smack, so hang on. This isn't a mukbang stream or an ASMR stream. We don't need that. Gosh, imagine that. That'd be a weird combo. Technically, it wouldn't be a bad combo, but it'd be kind of a weird combo. Let's get this back over my shoulders. Wasn't I trying to do math or something like that? Yeah, I was dividing 3200 by 80, which is probably 40 or something like that. Yeah, it's 40. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I don't know why I keep doubting my ability to do math. But I do. It's kind of sad. Thank you for contributing. There we go. Yay! I should catch one of those sound bites if it ever gets quiet on stream of me saying thank you for contributing. There you go. To the science project, specifically. La-da-dee, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Apple, don't betray me. There we go, got it. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Nice. It's not a matter of should, but maybe tomorrow during the day I'll grab my copies of the Miss Congeniality movies and watch both of them. Maybe take some notes on it. See what I notice in terms of filmmaking. I think that'd be fun. That'd be lots of fun, actually, because there still is a lot of production and costume design and choices made. And also a lot of locations, especially with films that are meant to be contemporary. Contemporary films is a lot of location choices and stuff to make everything fit. Especially when you're not actually filming on location for where the story actually is. Like, for example, there's a lot of films where, like, they say that they're one place, but they're actually filmed in Vancouver, especially Vancouver. There's also, there's a couple other places that I know of that are filmed in a lot. I can't remember them from the top of my head. But some places are actually filmed on location, and it gets very silly. Locals get hilarious whenever they see films going on. It's so funny. Yeah. Yeah, my knowledge of related to locations and location scouting isn't very strong, but I am aware that some places aren't actually filmed where they say they're filmed. Like, if I remember right, the high school at Forks does not look like that from the Twilight movies. I only saw it from a distance. By the time we visited Forks for, like, just being like, you know what, let's go visit, let's go check it out. Like, was I high school by then? When was this? Huh, I don't remember. I remember the shirt I wore that day, or at least one of the days that I was there. I remember the hotel that I stayed in was awesome because they are aware that not everybody wants to feel the humidity of the outside from the mist, and you get warm and dry really fast in that hotel. It's awesome. It's so nice. That was a fun trip. Fun travel. It's definitely worth it if you are able to. It's definitely worth it to travel, like, outside, at least outside of your own town, but even more so outside of your own state, because then you get to see some new shenanigans. It is good to learn about different states' laws. This is like US related stuff. For other countries, it would be good also to just look up travel recommendations, restrictions, and so forth. Like, that's just a good idea for traveling anywhere, especially out of the country. Make sure you have the proper documentation when you're going out of the country and stuff like that, like your passport and things like that. I know that's slightly different in Europe for a good chunk of the countries, not all of them, but like a good chunk of the countries, like you can just go between countries without any issues. It like kind of likes traveling state to state, but like I think it's good to just make sure you have your passport on you. Just for safety. Just for safety. Don't pat down your pockets, though. Don't do that. Never show where your cash is. And then eat the hands of the pickpocketers who try to steal your stuff. I probably shouldn't advocate for eating the hands of people that steal your stuff, but just, you know, let them know in your own way that it is not okay to take your stuff. Don't. Yeah. And also for anyone else, just don't take other people's stuff. You have no idea how they're gonna react. You never know. Especially if they're Americans. And by Americans, I mean people from the US. Because there is some pent-up rage. If there is an opportunity, people will fight. Okay, I do know what this means. It's because of a lot of things. There's a lot of factors. Humans need enrichment, and unfortunately the way that working conditions are is not friendly towards enrichment. Jobs do not count as enrichment, by the way. I mean, they count as jobs and stuff and things, but like it crosses the limit of it stops being enrichment and starts being just pain. It's good to work on stuff. It's good to keep things running. What's not good is if you feel like you just wrecked from it. That's not fun. Feeling crushed by your job is not fun. Also, try to be nice to your coworkers. And don't tell them super personal information, though. Just don't. Like, it's okay to be nice and friendly with coworkers and stuff, but, you know. They don't have to know all the things. If you can trust them, sure, okay. You can tell them some of the things, but they're your coworker, and at the end of the day, your time together may be temporary. Whether if you leave, or if they leave, or any sort of thing. Alright, come on, give us a couple swings. I want some 8s instead of 4s. I remember when I was introduced to like the I wouldn't say the 4-point grading system, but that's all I can think of. Basically, 4 was the highest, 1 was like one of the lowest. I was introduced to that in like high school or so. They were one of the people trying that out. It was very interesting. I mean, they translated to A, B, C, and D and stuff like that. Like there were equivalents and percentage equivalents and stuff like that, but it was very interesting. Obviously, 2.0 is like the minimum to pass. 2.0 is also the minimum for allowing people to participate in sports in high schools, as far as I remember. I don't know if that's different in all of the states, but in a lot of them, 2.0 is the standard. And then for some coaches encourage their students? Yeah, their students. They encourage their students to maintain 3.0 or something like that. It really depends. It's good to keep up on academics and learn. It's very good to do that. Because then it helps you get places. Of course, I know that that's not always the case for everyone, that it can be easily done, and sometimes it's a pain, sometimes the odds are pushed against you and stuff, and that really sucks. But it's definitely worth a shot to try. It's definitely worth a shot to try. Unless you're like intentionally being screwed over, then I don't know. I don't know how to solve that problem, but seek someone who can. Because I know it ain't me. I don't know how to solve that. unfortunately. Oh, if only I knew how to solve the world's problems. That sounds really sarcastic, but sometimes I do wonder, wouldn't it be nice to be able to solve the world's problems? So then people could be happy. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if we... I don't know though. I don't know all of the words actually to that one. Whoa, okay. No more re-whacking. Speaking of, that reminds me, I've got to get... I went shopping for an extension cord because my old one decided to overheat one of the prongs. I think it got disconnected on the inside, which does not surprise me. It had been causing me issues for a couple months at least. And finally one day I could smell plastic and stuff and I was like, okay, bye. So I get a new extension cord. I didn't get a long enough extension cord to cover the yard. I think I want to say I got like, I guess 50 feet wasn't enough. But that's because I didn't account for like obstacles and stuff like that, so that was a huge issue. Yeah, it was just a whole mess. 50 feet isn't as long as you think it is, trust me. You'd be surprised how short that is. Like, I mean, 50 feet tall, that's pretty tall, but when it's a, like, distance, 50 feet ain't that far. 100 feet ain't that far. 100 feet high is far and terrifying. Yeah, it's a matter of whether gravity is a factor. Let's be honest. Gravity is a factor in whether or not that's something that's too far. There we go. That's more like it. Ah, jeez. But anyway, so I get a cord, so basically I need to get a longer cord. So then I can properly trim the grass in my yard instead of fighting for my life with the lawnmower along the edges of the fence. Because I fight for my life with the fence. It's so annoying. I mean, I can live with it, but it's still annoying and I want it to look nice. Dang it, I like to make the lawn look nice. Whee! Okay, let's see. How are we doing? Ooh. I have choices, but neither one sounds like a good idea. Choice number 1. Finish leveling up. Choice number 2. Calling it not exactly here, but in a few minutes. Like maybe 20 or so. At the 2-hour 30 mark, basically. I'm not sure how I feel about either option. We'll see how I feel about the 2-hour 30 mark when I hit the 2-hour 30 mark, and we'll see how close I am to leveling up. So let's see if I can make this faster so that I don't have to decide. Let's lock in. I mean, I was kind of locking in already, but I was already focusing. But let's make it real swell. Nice. Alright. Perfect. Definitely gonna need some damage on the next back and forth, but that is fine. I've been doing this for whiles. My gameplay is going to be so weird by the time I hit level 99. There's going to be a couple times where I just think, oh, I need to be at half health or less, and then I'm going to be like, wait a minute. I hope this doesn't cause problems for my HP bonuses. What if instead at level... That would be funny though, if at the very end of level 98, I go and fight Twilight Thorn. That way, Twilight Thorn is the finisher for level 99. That'd be kind of fun, actually. Huh. I've got time to decide that, at least. That's gonna be a little while. At least 30 game days worth, for sure. Definitely more than 30 game days. What am I saying? Nice, okay. Okay, we're at 10, so if I get all 3 at once, I can get away with it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, definitely not. I got 2 of the 3, though. And perfect. Thank you kindly for your contributions to science. Yay! Alrighty. We are on a roll. Will we make it to level 32 by the 2-hour 30-minute mark? Who knows? Did that brief be right back probably cause some delay? Probably, but it's fine. It was kind of it was necessary, let's be honest. Excellent. Okay, I can get away with another. Okay. Let's just allow the damage. Can you please do the damage? Por favor. Now, come over here so that I don't accidentally pick up anything. Come here. Thank you for your basketball mode. So then I can do that. Bunny hopping. Nice. And we're definitely below the 10, so I can do that. And now I am at the 10. Nope, that's 11. We gotta take damage. Okay, come here. We got 2 basketballs. I know it's volleyballs, but I say basketballs because I'm sorry. It's just reminding me of basketballs. We're gonna keep on running. I'm running and running, 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 running. Bye, bye, bye. Alright, readjusting my seating position. Why did I do that? Okay. After that momentary delay, yikes. Let's get these 2 over here. Thank you for helping me with this. Okay, I did not see if that was an 8. Nice. We're doing good for the moment. Okay. I'm doing some mental strategizing again about scheduling. Because I want to accommodate schedules and stuff, so then things are at a reasonable time. While also still making progress on this project. Dang it. That's okay, I can work with that. I can work with that. I'm thinking a lot. Lots of thinking. I heard about the AWS outage. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Apparently a lot of stuff broke, which sucks for a lot of people. For some people, it was like, yay, something broke so I don't have to do a thing. Oops. But that was interesting. I don't remember what I was doing at the time of the outage, so I'm not sure if I noticed. I don't think, well, I definitely didn't notice. I didn't notice until people were talking about it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Alright, come on, bring it on. Let's go. Let's jam. Let's take some damage so then I can get what I want. Cool. Alright. We're gonna keep on walking. We're gonna keep on running. We're gonna get some sun in. Not really, but we're gonna run. I don't know. I'm just making things up. Just making things up. Ah! Come on, you two. Give me some damage. Thank you. A little bit more. I would like to get a total of 16 XP out of you two. Interesting. Very interesting. There we are. So far, I've only broken out the calculator once. That is a surprise to me. $18, so that'd be a 2, so about 20 something. Yeah, it's about 20 something. Oh wait, why did I do that? Well, it makes me able to not have to take damage the next one, so it's fine. It's cool. I can work with that. What is going on with my poor... Ew. Yikes. I'm not using my time well. What the heck? Okay, the thing's on crack today. That's okay, I can work with that. Alright, let's keep going. Oh wait, I don't need damage. I especially don't need damage, sir. Thank you kindly for your help with my project. Okay, that... Yeah, I can get away with one more. At least one more. Nice, okay. Oops, that's 4. It's fine, it's cool, we can work with this. See? Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Alright, let's see. Maybe if I stop getting... What was I looking at? Where was I going with that? Very interesting. We're doing good so far. I think it's gonna end up being... Dang it, it's gonna end up being another one of those. That's okay. We're getting in that weird range where it makes sense to not level up during that. Sucks though, I hate that I'm getting to that point. Man. Okay. Let's get this thing going. Let's get this party rolling. Please give me the damage so I can get 8 XP out of you. And then I can get a little closer to the next level. Will I make it? Who knows? But I'm gonna try my best to do it. Alrighty. Once we get below 1600, it'll be about 20 back and forth left, provided that I do get 80 XP out of all of those. I'll do the math once I've cleared the path. We are getting close to below that, but not quite, because that's at about 1690, so it'll be about 1610 or so. Yeah, about a little over that actually, because I just took it down to 1600. And I need to move a little more, so then I can get what I want out of this. Excuse me, can you please spec more lost HP? There we are. Yeah, so it'll be about 1645 if I do this. Yeah. Yeah, about 1640. Not 45. What? 45? What? What? We're not working with uneven numbers right now. Not yet. There have been a couple of times where the levels are like uneven numbers, like I'm working with odd numbers, and it drives me insane the entire time. Because I'm just like, ah, no! This is no longer divisible by 2. Sorry about my terrible steering. Yep, okay. Yep, I was right. Once we hit 1600 and below, it'll be about 20 or less of these. Okay. Still analyzing time. Okay, we have hit the less than 20-ish mark. It does get a little bit iffy just because we weren't exactly on 1600. So it's not as definitive. I keep thinking I'm hearing something. It's probably my brain just trying to fill in a blank. That's okay, I can work with that. I don't think that's going to be possible, though. And by possible, I mean plausible. Lots of processing going on here. If I hadn't taken my sweet time... Nah, no. I think I am actually getting to the point of time being a limit, but that's okay. I am fine with that. Yeah, especially with me taking 4 out of that. And I got knocked into the HP orbs. Thank you, Dusk, for not contributing to my science project. So 1510 minus 40, so that'll be 1470 by the end of this, if I do this the way I want it to be done. Let's see if I'm right. I said about 1570, correct? Yeah, I said 1570. Let's see if I did my math right. A little bit more, please. Thank you. There we go. And if I just get this 8, it'll be right. No! Why is it always the orbs? There we go. You pain. Yay! That's a 10, which means I don't have to fight through that. I can work with this. No. Time is against me, but that's okay. That is a-okay. I've given myself adequate time to work with. I couldn't be more happy, to be honest. I'm very happy to get back into this. Alright, and there we go. One more swing. We'll see how far we reach. Now the question is if we don't make it, what should I do? Should I wait for the next one? Or should I just grind off screen? Nah. If I don't make it, I'll just wait till the next stream. I think that's fair enough. Yeah. That'll be fine. If I do, that's impressive. Huh. I just remembered this really, like, it wasn't the stop motion one, but I remember this one version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There was like a bunch of random famous actors on that. I remember Whoopi Goldberg voiced the Ice Witch in that adaptation. I think, was John Cleese in it? Was he? I'll look that up in a couple minutes. Maybe less than that. I'll look that up once I've taken out these 10. I think that's a reasonable thing. But there were like a bunch of famous actors. The animation was kind of not great. It wasn't super stellar. There was definitely a budget involved. But it was a very interesting version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, where it was a musical and it was 2D animation. There were lots of different songs. The singers were different than the voice actors, and I picked that up pretty quickly when I was a kid. I was like, huh, this voice does not sound like it belongs to this person. That was very interesting. It was a fun film. Plus, I liked the sound design for the reindeer's hooves when they were walking around. I want damage, but not that much, Mr. Weed Whacker. That works for me. There we are. Let's get that there. Alright, I'm gonna do a quick check on that before I do anything else. There's so many different movies of the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Oh, it was the 1998 film. Yep, that sounds about right. Who was the cast in that? We got... Oh, Eric Idle was in it. I was like, yeah, there's definitely someone who was there. Yeah, Debbie Reynolds, Bob Newhart, John Goodman. John Goodman was the one that I was thinking of. It wasn't John Cleese, it was John Goodman. What? Those guys were all big name. They are all big name actors. Richard Simmons. They're all there. It's so wild. I don't know if that entertainment is still there, but it is so silly. I wonder if I still have that VHS lying around. But anyway, I'll figure that out Oh, I've never stared at the save sparkles for very long. It looks really cool. Wow. Anyway, enough getting distracted. We have made quite a bit of progress. Though we did not finish leveling up, we still made progress. So I am happy actually. But that is going to do it for the stream tonight. I hope you enjoyed or have enjoyed watching when it's on VOD version or when it's on YouTube. It's going to be on my YouTube channel in the live tab, regardless of whatever happens on Twitch. I always download the Twitch VOD just in case. But I also have the YouTube version, like just straight up on my YouTube channel if you want to watch the whole thing. At least up for until the first 6 or so sessions. Anyway, that's going to do it. Hope you enjoyed. We are going to continue to make progress. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm going to figure that out. I'm still figuring out the times and how many times a week, but I definitely do want to do at least 3 times a week. That's my plan. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, evening, morning, afternoon, all times of day. Just have a good one. Thank you for watching.